Hello everyone, this is Akash here. Welcome to my channel. So in this demo we are going to see that how we can set up a chain Jenkins pipeline project with triggers, or in other words we can say how we can create a upstream and downstream projects using the Jenkins pipeline project. Okay, so first of all we have to understand that what are upstream and downstream jobs in Jenkins and why are these jobs used. Okay, so an upstream job is a configured project that triggers a project as of its own execution. Okay, so in other words, we can say it as like it triggers a job when any of the upstream project gets triggered and completes with a completed state. Okay, and then we have a downstream job. So these are the kind of job which is triggered as part of the execution of pipeline. So for example, whenever a upstream job is triggered, corresponding downstream job will also be triggered. So we can configure one or more project as a downstream job in Jenkins. So to understand more, we are going to see this as part of the demo. So let's go with the demo now. Okay. So we are going to create a downstream project first of all. So I have my example here. So everything is being created. I'll be sharing this particular GitHub link to you so that you can also create your own job using this example. Okay, so let's have a downstream job. I'll just name it as downstream job. Going to select the pipeline project. Say okay. And if I go down, I'll just select this particular entire pipeline. I'm not going to write this again. Okay, so let's see this. So we have this upstream projects declarative. So that's how you can declare this. And we are going to have two jobs over here. Okay, pipeline trigger upstream job 1 and pipeline trigger upstream job 2. Okay, and then we are going to have a result of those upstream jobs, that if the result is success, then my this particular downstream job will be triggered, which is nothing but it is just an echo of that pipeline trigger upstream got executed. Okay, and we also have other results type like unstable, failure, not built, aborted. So we are gonna see this also. Okay, so let's just save this particular job. Okay, so I'll just keep it as, and then we are going to have one more job. Okay, so maybe you can just open this one, and I'm going to copy the name from here. Same name I'm going to give over here. Select pipeline again, say okay, and this time instead of selecting this one, I'm going to select the first one. This is again going to be a very simple example. So this is just my upstream job. So based on this, my downstream job will be triggered. So it is a very simple pipeline. It just echoes pipeline trigger upstream job 1 dot executed. Say save. And then I'm going to create one more job that is going to be the second job. Say okay and select the second example. This is also going to be the same simple upstream job, which just gives an echo of pipeline trigger upstream job 2 dot executed. Okay, say save. So now my all the three jobs are over here. Okay, so first of all, let's activate my downstream job, because if you can see over here that I have created a upstream declarative here. Okay, so when you run this one right now, if you go and see the configure, there is nothing here in the build trigger. There is nothing being configured. So the moment you run this one, I have just triggered it is successful. So let's go and see here. So you can see that a build trigger has got created. This particular downstream job is going to watch these two jobs. Okay, so whenever these two upstream job will be triggered, my downstream job is also going to be triggered. Okay, and it is also selected as trigger only if the build is stable. Okay, so we can select other options also triggered, that other options are useless, that trigger even if the build is unstable, and trigger even if the build fails. So sometimes you might have some scenarios like some of your unit test jobs are failing and still you want to send that particular code for deployment. So for those kind of scenarios, you can select the second option as that even your upstream job is unstable, you can send it for you can run this particular job. Okay, so just save this one. Now let's go to the second job. Let's start this job 1 now. So this is my upstream job. If I say build now, you can see that it is completed, and now my downstream job also got triggered. Okay, so yeah, you can see over here that this is successful, and it is going to trigger a new build that is as part of the build chain, that is downstream job, and so it also got triggered. Okay, similarly, if you trigger this job, so this is also going to trigger the downstream job. Yep, so that's the relation of this build chain, that how you can basically configure the upstream and downstream job. Now there is one more change. Instead of using this one, let's use this particular pipeline. Okay, so I'm just going to configure my job 1, and I'm going to change the pipeline to this one. So if you can go to my downstream job, you can see this particular status over here, that I have already configured this job in such a way that it triggers only if my build is stable. Okay, but here you can see that I am storing my build result as unstable. Okay, so when you try to run this one, your build is going to be in an unstable mode. So this yellow is nothing but it's unstable. Okay, so in that case your downstream job will not be triggered. So you can see over here it is not triggered. So that's how you can basically manage your upstream and downstream job, and also the build chain using the Jenkins pipeline. So that's all for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.